What is up, guys? Welcome to this week's video. We are working back on termite. It has actually been sitting here for the last couple of weeks. I've just been so busy working and with school and sports and all the kind of stuff that the kids are doing. We just have not had any time really to just sit and do. But we are doing AC lines. This has actually been a battle. I kind of had a week between jobs where I was hoping I could get this knocked out, but we don't have any local, just designated AC line shops, and so it's kind of hard to just, we don't have like a one-stop shop. So I've had to kind of piece and order and stuff like that, but I think I've got everything that I need, at least for the most part. And so here's what we got. We've obviously got everything took apart solely for, this is all out for the wiring. Let me get the light turned on here. I've got my wiring figured of what wires are what, and we've got the wire here that's going to go to, where's the line at? Right there, to our pressure switch in the line. And look, forgive me if I don't know all the AC lingo. I'm not an AC guy. I've never made AC lines before. But I will tell you, it's not as bad as you think it is. And if you're doing a project, it's honestly easy to just find the fittings and the stuff that you need and just build your own lines. You can get exactly what you need. It all fits good. And here's what we're doing. So we got our wiring done. I'm just kind of leaving all of this stuff here uncovered, because we're gonna loom everything nice and clean it all up good and all that kind of stuff. So that's on that part. But what I did was I got with, let's see, old Jegs there, and they had a universal AC kit that comes with quite a few different fittings and stuff like that. The fittings I need though are these 45s, and I got these off of eBay. If it'll focus, I don't know why it won't focus, but I got two of these 45s with the ports on them. So those are going to go to the compressor, and then we have these. I don't know why nothing is focusing. We have these from Bouchillon Performance. Now, Sublime sells these. These guys sell these. Sublime's been closed for the summer, and so I hit these guys up, and they have the same thing. But these are just adapters that will mount right here. My phone is having the hardest time focusing, and I don't know why. So these are just mount here and give you a number 8 and a number 10 threaded adapter on the other end. So it keeps things real simple, but you can see the angle. And so the 90s wouldn't work, a straight wouldn't work, but a 45 will come in there just right. It'll let my lines come nice and even across here. We got the one that will loop up here to the condenser, and then the one that's going to go back down to the firewall to the end of this box. So I think I have everything. The only fitting that I'm unsure about is the one that will actually go to the condenser here. I've got a 90 and a straight. Neither one look like it's going to work too well. Yeah, we need to get AC in this thing. We need to get this thing done, because our plan is, in a couple of weeks, Cruising the Coast is going to be happening down on the coast. And it's a week-long, just antique car show, they got drag races. They've got just so much stuff going on. And our plan is to take Termite and the Super Bee down there. And we'll be down there for a couple of days. They got a couple of Mopar events that we'll be doing both of those. And then we'll just kind of be riding around. So we'll be down there with Termite and the Super Bee, just kind of hanging out, riding around. And we want to at least have the ACM so that we can have all the box in, which means that the interior wiring and all that stuff gets cleaned up. Want to have everything tucked up and at least clean. AC doesn't, if it's not working, whatever, which according to Andrea, she wouldn't say whatever. She says like it needs to be working now. But but want to have everything at least neat, clean, you know, where it should be. So I'm going to get to laying out some lines. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get my dryer situated on where my dryer is going to mount. Probably going to put it back where it was pretty much before, and we'll get that line built, and we'll just start building out from there. Guys, you can't really mess these up because one's 10, one's number 8, so you really can't get them mixed up. But I put a little dielectric grease on the O-ring, and they fit right in there really nice. And then we'll put our nuts back on there. And then we can start fitting our fittings. We may have to pull them out and put bolts in there. I think we are. I just see that issue. I think we're gonna have to thread these out and put a nut in, because you're not gonna be able to get the fitting over the threaded portion. All right, well, let me get these out. See what I'm saying? I think we're going to back these out and get a nut. Okay, all right. I'll check back with you when I got that. All right, we got those out, thankfully. I just took my vice grips and clamped them on there and just kept working it back and forth. Just put a little penetrating oil in there and just kept working it, and they both snapped and came out. So that's good. I couldn't find a socket that would fit on top of these, so anyway, vice grips got them out. So I'll just go tomorrow when the hardware store opens up and match a bolt to this thread, and we'll have that. But we can go ahead and put the fittings down in there and still keep running our lines. Okay, guys. Well, it's been a few days and more fittings. I ordered a few more different things. I laid out what the fittings I had, and I just wasn't really happy with the way this looks. I don't like this port just being right here in the blazing open. And the other 45 one that we had, the other port's like right here, so you wouldn't be able to even access them. So we're gonna change it up and put a 90, just a straight 90 on this one, no port. And I bought a inline port to go down here somewhere. We'll put it somewhere down here out of the way. And then I'll put my 45 back on this one because it was a really clean, straight shot back into the expansion valve. So we're gonna change those twos up, put those there. I've got a new switch to go in the number 6 line that comes out of there, that runs up through here and goes to the dryer in here. So we're gonna do that, and I bought a 45 to go here for this one. So we're getting there, man. I'm just having no motivation today. There's a hummingbird in the shop again. They get in my shop every day. But Andrew's gonna be in here, and she's gonna be just kind of cleaning up all of this and getting that box and all that stuff ready to go up into the dash, because it's gonna set essentially on top of that. So she's gonna be in here kind of working and cleaning up and getting ready, because we're gonna have to install the box to kind of get a rough idea on length of the big line, the big number 10 that goes to the compressor. So anyway, that's what we're doing tonight. Cruising the Coast is coming fast, and you know, we just got to get this done. So anyway, we're going to dive into it. We'll check back with you guys once we make a little progress. Okay, guys, just going to show you this. On the Wagoneers, on the inside, you're going to have this dude here, this fitting that screws into your expansion valve there like that. It's just got a barbed end on it. So I just bought a number 10 ferrule. That's what was on it. And we'll slide the ferrule on like this, slide it down onto the hose, they'll crimp it, and you can reuse this fitting, because I could not find these for sale anywhere, any kind of the fashion that would work in here with this one. So that's the original thing. So all you need on that is just a number 10 ferrule, and they're like $4 or $5 on Amazon, and that will crimp up, and that'll cover that one. All right. We got our new expansion valve on. That's there. These guys were no help. And we've got all of our lines made. All laid up here. You can see, let's see where we can find a mark. You can see we got our marks that just kind of show the clocking, how they need to be oriented. So whenever they get crimped, see that one? So when they're crimped, they'll know all that kind of good stuff. So that's them, ready to go. And so tomorrow, we'll go try to get them crimped, get them put on.
Who needs yoga, huh?
Yeah. All right, guys, we're getting there. Everything's in, tightened up. Our dryer's in there, all that's tightened up. I gotta go get some clamps to kind of hold this wire nice and straight and down. But I'll get those tomorrow. I have some, but they're just not big enough. Look how nice that looks. All the dash back in. This is all of our Apple CarPlay, all that kind of stuff. Andrew's vacuuming out. Termite. Getting the first stages of a little TLC. So we're getting her cleaned up.
Oh, Gallon here's about to die.
Yeah. But that looks so nice. Looks so good not having the, and all looks well. Once we get this line tied down, where to stay down, that'll pretty much be it. You can see we got our port right there and a port there, and that just looks a little cleaner than it did before. So yeah, got the grill back on, and we're getting there. Getting to work. Well, guys, winch is back on, bumper's back on. We're going to do a loop in the winch rope instead of the metal hook. So I got that pulled out yesterday. Was going to get started on it and didn't, so I had to tuck back in. Anyway, winch is back on. Everything's pretty much back together. We took it today to get the AC charged. And you know, it wouldn't be a termite Hemi swap video without some issues. So Jamie, when he plugged the vacuum to it, it wouldn't hold a vacuum. So he started looking, and we have a hole in our condenser. So the condenser was the one we put in a couple of years ago when we redid the AC system with the original motor, and we just reused it because it fit the spot perfectly, and it wasn't that old. But apparently, either, I don't know, I hadn't got in there to it yet, either it laying in the shop got hit, or I don't know, somehow. But there's a definite hole, because we put his shop air to it, and it is just blasting out of the front of the condenser. So we're not gonna have it fixed in time for this video, because we have Cruising the Coast next week, and we were hoping to take Termite to Cruising the Coast next week, but I don't think we're going to. We haven't completely decided yet. We was really wanting to have the AC, but we're planning on taking the Super Bee and Termite, and I was kind of nervous about taking 2 vehicles. I've never driven the Super Bee that far, and we have not really done a major highway shakedown with Termite yet. So I was kind of nervous about taking 2 somewhat untested vehicles. The Super Bee is not so much. I've driven it a pretty good bit over the last year or so that it's been finished, so I don't really have too many concerns with it. But with us not having driven very far at all with Termite, and I had an issue the other night with the brake light switch where the original switch from the junkyard went bad on me, and it started doing the shutting off at 60 miles an hour again. I put a new switch in, and it seems to be fine now. But little things like that kind of add to your, nervousness. But all the AC stuff is there. Once we get back, we're gonna order a new condenser today, and then it'll come in next week. We just won't have time to have it in. And so I told Jamie we'll get through with cruising the coast next week. We'll get the condenser put in, and I'll bring it back out there, and hopefully we'll be good to go then. But with that being said, guys, we tried our hardest. We had a few weeks of battling with fittings, and finally got all that situated and got it looking like we wanted, and we've got the inside clean, and just it's all vacuumed and nice and pretty, and darn condenser got a hole in it. So, but anyway, the winch is back on, the bumper's back on, man. We've got the headlights adjusted. I haven't put the bezels in yet because I was like, just in case there's something with the issue with the AC and I got to pull the grill back off. Sure enough, glad I didn't. So the winch is not going to be too bad in the way. I hope not. I may end up having to pull it back off. I think I can get it out without it, but we'll have to pull the grill back off and get that condenser out, which is going to be a fairly fun job, but it is what it is. So anyway, yeah. All right, guys, thank y'all for watching. We're trying to get back to it, man. We are trying to get back to to camping and doing. We are trying really hard. We just keep running into little things, but anyway, that's life, right? So anyway, y'all, thank y'all for watching. As always, we'll see you next week.